Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech Podcast series. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community, and we are in. So this is an initiative of Microsoft where we try to engage students, young developers, working professionals, everyone around Azure. We talk about multiple, innovations in the tech ecosystem, specifically around cloud, around Azure, and we are covering a lots of initiatives. We are covering a lots of verticals of Microsoft sustainability development, HR, and everyone who works in and around community. We are trying to cover each and every step. And this tech podcast initiative is something where we are talking to multiple startup founders, we are talking to multiple management leaders with whom we are trying to collect their knowledge. We are trying to learn from the experience that like how they are building their startup, how has been their experience building their startups and everything. And today we have with us today Ajay sir here. So and we will discuss about his the the type of the amazing his amazing experience, the how has been his amazing experience with all the ventures that he has built in from his past experiences. So Ajay sir, if you could introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you, Lakshit. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Ajay Gupta. I am 52 years of age. I am founder and CEO of Bachpan Play Schools, and we have around 1100 play schools nationwide. Then we started chain of formal schools with the name of Academic Heights Public School. They are 110 in numbers. And then we started a university. I am co-founder of the university, which is Rishihood University. Suresh Prabhuji is our chancellor, and this university has already been started 3 years ago in vicinity of Delhi, NCR, Sonipat. Other than this, I have started few more businesses, but we'll talk if there is a necessity of adding something or would like to share something from them in your question and answer session. Only then I'll add those things.
Okay, sure thing, sir. So my first question starts from here. I just wanted to start it from likewise. So as a founder of Bachpan Play School and all the Academic Heights Public School, and what inspired you to dive into this space, building this venture into the education sector? I would like to know, what's the unique approach or vision do you have with you with the schools you are trying to bring to the table?
Right. Lakshit, I'm taking your question in a double manner. Firstly, you asked what inspired me to start such a business. So, we decided to, I found that gap and would like to fill that gap by coming up with a school where there should be dress, there should be curriculum, there should be set of books, there must be teacher training behind that. And keeping everything in view, we started our Bachpan Play School almost 20 years ago in February 2004. So I think that is part one. And part two, what is different in a play school? Still, we are trying to bring different aspects or bright side of the education in last 20 years. But there are too many things we can add to bring the difference in the education. Likewise, I'll go a little practical about it. We have books, Speako books. So those books speaks. So for play school student, it's first time in the country that entire set of books speaks, and child can play with them, can listen them, can riddle with them, and do many more other things. Then we have few films based on VR, which is available for preschoolers. Then we have books based on AR. So technology has a big role to play into education. In a similar manner, a streamlined content, streamlined videos, and a structured curriculum for entire nation. It is not happening ki whatever you think is like you are offering to the student, it should be structured. So my play schools and my formal schools are very well structured by the way of everything around the education. So my teachers are educated, their trainings on the regular intervals are there. My follow up with their progress and other things. My students' curriculum and all other things are very well managed. So we have in-house books from playgroup to class 8th. So a complete similar kind of a content is going on.
Okay, so the follow-up question would be, so because I'm in the, some teaching space, so I precisely teach tech to the college students. So I'm just wondering, do you, does your past experience, belongs to a tech, teaching experience? That's why you try to build a similar kind of school or something like this. Is it so for you as well, sir?
My past experience, no,
Yes.
I'm purely a businessman.
Okay.
Came out from a business family. My education is 12th and then graduation. I do not have anything. I have not come across the teaching fraternity. I respect them a lot, but me myself is not a teacher.
So the what's the concept of the play school? So when I was growing up, there was, I never went to a play school. I to be very honest. So how do you see play school as the initial stepping stone for a kid to the infinite world of possibilities and exploration?
Right. At that time, probably 20 years ago, play schools meaning कि just your child will go and see and learn sitting only. Okay, before
Okay.
going to a formal schools, your child will not cry.
Nurturing
To
classes
give him
will be that time.
experience of being, give him a experience of being out from the house. But
Okay.
that was not sufficient. Keeping in view the child's psychology, our
Exactly.
maximum growth took place between those years, between 3 to 6 kind of a year. There was no Montessori training. There was no formal kind of a education system. There was one book only. I still remember my son and daughter were going to play schools, and there is one book only, which is known as a golden book or common book kind of a thing, activity book, and everything is revolves around that book. But when we started, we came up with different books. uh, yes, they are very small books, but they are different books. Like for counting, there is a separate book. For ABCD, there is a separate book to understand Hindi, cursive writing, strokes. So everything need to be streamlined as far as education is concerned. That was my purpose of doing. And at that time, there was nothing. Still, there are many more other things which need to be taken care of depending on the uh, time change during these years. But I think the formal kind of a play school is required.
Okay. So, sir, I have seen you have mentioned about the number and the the exact figure of scale that you have achieved is incredible. Like with over 1100 plus Bachpan play schools and around 110 academic high public schools here in India. That's a massive number. I would like to know what were some key strategies that you have employed to scale your business, and maybe every time you do a business there are multiple challenges that you encounter, the type, and especially in the education sector you have to segregate the quality education, you have to see the faculty, you have to keep educating the faculty as well, you have to manage so many things. I just wanted to know what's your secret sauce for building this amazing, reaching to this amazing number.
No, if you'll say secret, then I'll say honesty. But there are too many other. I'm saying too many. I said this too many times that at least adopt minimum honesty in your business. I'm not saying to become minimum honest, but I'm saying be honest to your business. If it is not possible, be minimum honest in your business. So, firstly, we are very honest to our business. We always think of ki how my franchisee will grow, how number of students will grow, what parents are looking into our schools, what they are expecting from us as a brand, and what is our responsibility as a corporate office to come back to our franchises and the networks. This is one. But if I'll take your other side of the question, yes, it is always important to take care of everything. Content has to have, books has to have, good teachers has to have, their continuous training and upgradation need to take care. Their advertise nowadays it is little convenient because of social media. But in earlier days, their marketing strategies, their planning, their visibility, the interior of the school, furniture, fixtures, everything needs to be
Yes,
taken care of by the franchisee. So
exactly.
at that time, advertisements were very tough, but nowadays it is little more convenient because of the social media. So
Yeah.
we need to take care of everything.
Okay, that's nice. So now so I have seen in that email which I have got around where your entire introduction was present. I was seeing that you are an author of a book named Decoding Business Minds. I would like to know how has been this idea came up to your mind. Let's write a book, and if we will talk about business, then there is a huge difference, if we will say, because due to technology, social media, and everything, the business has completely changed, I can say. Like the back then when you have launched back in 2001, how has your perspective on business and entrepreneurship evolved since then, and what are the fundamental principle remains unchanged that you feel right now could be the right approach for a new freshman entrepreneur?
The approach for new entrepreneurs should be like he should be clear with his concept what he is looking at. I am meeting many more other coming up budding startups, but I am finding that they are lacking behind ki what is the end goal of their startup. how
Okay.
they will grow, what they need. Sometimes they are stuck up with the finances issue. Sometimes, but their understanding of their business still not that good, which need to be taken care of. For example, I'll take my example. My approach from very first day was like very clear. I do not want to open my school. I want to be in a franchise model. And since in last 20 years, I have not started my own school. My all 1100 schools are in FOFO model, franchise operated and franchise owned. So I
Okay.
think the clarity on your thoughts has to have. If I'll start working on my school, then some other school, then some FOCO model, if I'm getting an opportunity of some good place, I started my own. I never did that. Second, the quality education was there in my mind कि I need to be on a quality side always. Third thing, I'm talking about myself. Third thing was कि I want to be a mid-class parent school. I do not
Okay.
want to be. I do not want to be in all these spaces. Generally,
Okay.
we do a mistake. Sometimes we think we are a very budget class school or we are higher medium pay pocket kind of a thing. But our intention was to always very budget class kind of a school and would like to cater the that middle class family. So still we
Okay.
are happy by knowing as a middle class family school where fees is affordable, the aspirations of the parents is education, not any other thing in the school like that. So I think for young entrepreneur, it is always necessary to keep a track what they want, ultimately what they want, and
Okay.
accordingly they can plan their policies.
So doesn't this, the final vision come whenever with experience? I'm just, throwing some random stone. I would love to hear from you with your experience, because I feel whenever you enter in any space, you explore more and more, you explore new possibilities, you see your competitors, what they are doing, you learn a lots of things, then you pivot to some other, maybe other way, your direction changes multiple times. So I'm just wondering, doesn't it changes so do we have to stick to the initial vision that we had, or if it is good to pivot at any time we feel, yeah, it's the right time to explore and look out for new possibilities?
Very right question. I was not thinking on that line. But Lakshit, I think both are required. Keep your vision in track, but to reach that vision, maybe your way can be different. I need to go to Jaipur,
Okay.
but I can change the mode. Instead of railway, I can go by flight, or flight is expensive, I can take by car. But if my vision is to reach Jaipur, I have to plan for the Jaipur. Otherwise, there will be difficulty. So your vision should be same, but the track, the way you are adopting to reach that vision can be changed. Yes,
Okay.
that can be changed keeping in view the strategy of the condition of the market, your all other possibilities which is in your hand. Maybe the competitors knowing what competitors are doing, but your vision has to have matlab,
Okay.
in place. If it will not be there, it creates a problem.
When you have mentioned about multiple tech things in your play school, I'm still wondering how that functions, because you know I just wanted to know, what are your thoughts on tech with kids? Is there any possibility where we can build a platform for school kids where they can learn and build? Augmented reality is always there, but again at such a young age, involving them with smartphones and big screens. I'm just wondering, is that right? I'm not sure. If you could throw some lights upon this.
If we'll give a little patient hearing and understanding towards this problem, the answer will come very straight and very clear.
Okay.
Look, every child, I'll not say about 12 months, but about 18 months or around 24 months is using phone. Maybe
Yeah.
his father's phone, maybe his mother's phone.
Exactly.
Every mother or father or even grandfather now giving phone to their kids for any purposes. Maybe
Yeah, and
purposes
even
of
after
eating well,
Corona, that has changed, right? Even after
right, Naji?
COVID, that has, yeah.
Yes. So ultimately, child is consuming that much of screen time. If we will give the right screen time, I think that is more good compared to looking at any website. When we are designing the content for student, will be taking care of the voice modulation, the colors, the per second change of the film, and all other things need to be taken care of. So instead of looking at a bad content, it is always good to have a right content. age appropriate content. I'll not say bad or right content. I'll say I should not say that, but in terms of right content. So if content is play school appropriate, is age appropriate, is voice modulation appropriate, then definitely it plays a better role in the education of the student.
Okay.
Ultimately, we will not be able to save the screen time of the child from any means. That we have to give him.
Right.
So I think maybe this is my call. If you are different from your my understanding, everybody has a right to do that. But ultimately, we will not be able to do that.
Okay, so sir, you have been a super successful entrepreneur and tried your hands in multiple sectors like education, healthcare, and tech. So my question here is you have played a major role in the most important sectors of humanity, that are these three sectors: education, healthcare, and technology. So if I'm saying about the market share, then already some big players are working on in this space. So looking back at your journey, what were some most significant lessons that you have learned as a, or you may advise to a new budding entrepreneur who wants to work in the same space, not in the school space exactly, but in an online edtech space? What advice you will give? How should they start? But there are already so many big players in the market. If one wants to initiate, how one should? What could be the best approach, and how should they start?
Lakshit, I would like to mention in some other way. एक गलती हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर अभी कर रहे हैं, वो गलती ये हो रही है कि जो उन्हें ठीक लग रहा है एक बार, वो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा देख के आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. मुझे लगता है कि वो उसमें कॉम्पिटिटर्स को नहीं देख रहे, उसमें जो फाइनल अप्रोच रहनी चाहिए उसमें नहीं देख रहे, जो एंड यूजर है उसको उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि नहीं है इसको नहीं देख रहे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे पिछले एक साल में ऐसे 10 नए स्टार्टअप के बच्चे मिले, ऐसे स्टार्टअप के लोग मिले जो वीआर पे काम कर रहे हैं. नाउ अगर आप वीआर पे काम करेंगे, देयर इज नो मनी, देयर विल बी वेरी डिले सक्सेस और नो सक्सेस. तो प्लीज अब वीआर पे काम मत कीजिए. वो बच्चों के असेसमेंट पे काम कर रहे हैं. देयर आर ऑलरेडी टू मेनी अदर कंपनीज जो असेसमेंट पे काम कर रहे हैं. अब अगर आप असेसमेंट पे काम करोगे तो फिर काम नहीं होगा. तो रियली नए एंटरप्रेन्योर को ये आइडेंटिफाई करने की जरूरत है कि उसे क्या अच्छा लगता है, वो उस पे काम ना करें.
एग्जैक्टली.
बाजार को किसकी जरूरत है वो उस पे काम करें. इसको मैं थोड़ा सा दूसरे तरीके से कहता हूँ. इफ यू हैव ए टाइम, हमारे पास 2-3 मिनट का टाइम है.
यस यस, श्योर सर.
ठीक है. यश चोपड़ा जी को फिल्में बनानी थी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं ना लव स्टोरीज पे फिल्में बनाऊंगा. तो सबने बोला कि मतलब अगर यश चोपड़ा भी लव स्टोरी पे फिल्म बनाएगा तो फिर नए सब्जेक्ट कहाँ से आएंगे, क्योंकि हम तो आपसे उम्मीद करते हैं आप कुछ अलग करोगे. उन्होंने कहा नहीं, अलग ही करेंगे बट लव स्टोरी में अलग करेंगे. तो उन्होंने बनाई मतलब अलग अलग अगर फिल्में बनाए देखे तो उन्होंने डर बनाई, जिसमें एक मतलब शाहरुख खान को पोर्ट्रे किया जो जबरदस्ती हीरोइन को अपनी तरफ आकर्षित करना चाहता था. उन्होंने मैं नाम भूल रहा हूँ उसकी, अनिल कपूर की बनाई जिसमें श्रीदेवी जी का डबल रोल था. तो एक वो मतलब मैच्योर श्रीदेवी थी और एक न्यू श्रीदेवी थी. देयर इज ए एज गैप बिटवीन दी हीरो एंड हीरोइन. तो उन्होंने जो फिल्में बनाई वहां पर उन सबका सब्जेक्ट तो लव ही था, वो लव स्टोरी थी, बट उनकी पटकथा बिल्कुल अलग थी, उनका प्रेजेंटेशन बिल्कुल अलग था. ऐसा नहीं था कि वो सेम लव स्टोरी रिपीट हो रही है जहां गरीब और अमीर लड़की का डिफरेंस है. तो आप एडटेक में काम कर सकते हैं, बट आप वो डिफरेंस तो क्रिएट कीजिए. अगर आप वो डिफरेंस भी क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे तो फिर एडटेक बोलकर तो दिक्कत होगी ना जी.
यस.
ये गलती मुझे लगता है कि हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर अभी कर रहे हैं. अगर इस पे थोड़ा सा काम किया जाए तो शायद आसान हो सकता है, और अभी एडटेक को बहुत रिक्वायरमेंट है.
Exactly. And sir, what I have seen precisely, so some of the entrepreneurs are trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. Like, yes. So they are just working on some ideas that is already solved, that doesn't require any attention. They are just trying to, this is a problem, this we have to solve. But I don't think there is, like, if I give an example of maybe any human biological system. If one wants to learn human biological system, how this works, like what are the intestine, what is heart, where is her heart, where is our lungs, I can simply go and I can simply learn from a book. But they are trying to do it with a VR. Now that VR cost is there, that VR that screen time, multiple things are going on, and then ultimately what happens, we have seen it already, the big players always crush the market, and the startup has to take down their idea and they have to work on something else. So they are trying to solve as a problem that really doesn't exist, and that really needs to understand, like, where we have to work and where the focus needs to be. And to be very honest, you have been very polite and honest with this podcast, and I really liked your approach, sir, how you go for a question. That's very nice. So my final question would be, what's the final, as a closing remark, you would like to give for any maybe business owner who wants to, because there is lots of advancement right now, and there is AI, there is stable diffusion, there are multiple players that is like, so multiple they are GPUs, large language model, multiple things are going on in the market right now. I would like to know, what is the best sector to work on to start a new business right now? It is health tech, it is ed tech, it is something else, or what, it is farming? As a कौन सा sector, sir? I would like to know your, like, in which next venture you would like to invest upon.
सर मैं तो बहुत सारी अलग अलग जगह पे छोटी बड़ी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ, और मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पर ना मेरा थोड़ी सी टेक डिफरेंट है लक्षित.
Okay.
आप वो कीजिए जो आपको बेस्ट आता है.
Okay.
वो मत कीजिए जो बाजार में दिख रहा है. अगर
Okay.
वो आपको आता ही नहीं है और आप उसको करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो आप कैसे करेंगे? मुझे एजुकेशन सबसे अच्छी आती है, तो जब मैं अपनी फाउंडेशन चलाता हूँ तब भी मैं वहाँ पे व्हीलचेयर डोनेट नहीं करता, एजुकेट करने की कोशिश करता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे एजुकेशन आती है. जब मैं किसी दूसरे स्पेस में जाता हूँ, वी स्टार्टेड ए कंटेंट कंपनी ऑलमोस्ट 18 ईयर्स एगो, और हमने अगले 3 सालों में, मतलब आपसे 14 साल पहले हमने वो कंप्लीट कंटेंट बना लिया था, जिसको हम इम्प्रूव और रिवाइज कर रहे हैं. जो अभी आपने बोला, आपने बहुत ठीक बोला. तो अगर आज आप फिर से कंटेंट बना लेंगे तो वो बाजार में नहीं जाएगा, क्योंकि कंटेंट का बाजार ऑलरेडी ओवरफ्लडेड हो चुका है.
Exactly.
तो अब आपको लगता है कि नहीं, हम इसको वीआर में करेंगे, हमारा अच्छा होगा, हमारे में म्यूजिक भी होगा, ये इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड होगा, ये 6 भाषाओं में होगा. इट हार्डली मेक एनी डिफरेंस. तो आपको ऐसा काम नहीं करना चाहिए. आपको वो काम करना चाहिए जो आपको बेस्ट आता है. अगर मुझे एजुकेशन बेस्ट आती है तो मुझे एजुकेशन करनी चाहिए. तो थोड़ा सा रुक के एंटरप्रेन्योर को एक बार अपने अंदर तलाशना चाहिए कि मैं किसके लिए बनाऊं, मुझे सबसे अच्छा क्या आता है. बहुत सारे बच्चों से मिलता हूँ, उन्हें राइटिंग बहुत अच्छी आती है, लेकिन वो उसमें अपना कैरियर परस्यू नहीं कर रहे. वो बहुत अच्छा बोल लेते हैं, उनके पास नए शब्दों का चुनाव बहुत अच्छा है, उनकी पर्सनैलिटी करिश्माई पर्सनैलिटी है, लेकिन वो अपना पॉडकास्ट शुरू नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि आपको ये चुनना चाहिए कि मुझे सबसे अच्छा क्या आता है, फिर आपको डिसाइड करना चाहिए कि आप क्या करना चाहते हैं.
That's the best piece of advice I have heard in so many podcasts till yet. So thank you, sir, thank you for being so honest with all the way around with this podcast, and it was very nice hosting you. And the last closing remark that you have gave, that was very incredible. Like, just to summarize it, like, if agar Sachin Tendulkar badminton khelne jayega, to he wouldn't be the Sachin Tendulkar, right? Would have had the Sachin Tendulkar. So thank you for that closing remarks. It was really nice hosting you, and looking forward to learn more from experience in future. So thank you for this podcast.
Thank you. Bye.